Alright, let's get right into it. What if I told you one of the most talked about, most hyped crypto projects, one that millions of people have been tapping a button on their phones for, might be heading for a dead end? Imagine spending years, literally years, accumulating a digital asset with the promise of a massive payday, only to find out that the finish line keeps getting moved further and further away. It's a frustrating thought, right? This isn't just some hypothetical scenario. It's the reality facing millions of Pi network users right now, as we navigate through 2024 and look ahead to 2025. The big question on everyone's mind is no longer when will Pi launch, but if it will launch in a way that makes anyone wealthy. The fear of missing out, FOMO, is one of the most powerful forces in the investment world. So for anyone who might have missed the initial hype train, let's do a quick recap of what the Pi network is supposed to be. At its core, Pi network presented itself as a revolutionary new cryptocurrency that you could mine directly from your smartphone without draining your battery or using a ton of data. The sales pitch was brilliant. It made crypto accessible to absolutely everyone. You didn't need a powerful computer or any technical knowledge. All you had to do was download an app, create an account, and press a button once every 24 hours to prove you were a real human. In exchange, you'd earn Pi coins. The dream they sold was that one day, these coins would be worth real money. The project was launched back in 2019 by a team of Stanford graduates, which gave it a layer of credibility that many other fly-by-night crypto projects lacked. The mission was noble: to build a decentralized, secure, and eco-friendly cryptocurrency that could be used by everyday people for everyday transactions. The community grew at an astonishing rate, attracting tens of millions of users, or pioneers, from all over the globe. Everyone was tapping that little lightning button, watching their Pi balance grow, and dreaming of the day the project would launch its open mainnet. Now let's get to the tough part. Why is the outlook for Pi looking so bleak in 2024 and into 2025? The single biggest red flag: the never-ending delay of the open mainnet. In crypto, timing is everything. Projects that miss roadmaps lose momentum and credibility fast. The Pi core team has repeatedly set launch expectations only to add new conditions and delays. That pattern has led many to suspect deep technical or strategic problems. Another massive issue: no real-world use case after all this time. A cryptocurrency's value comes from utility. Bitcoin, a store of value. Ethereum powers a huge DApp ecosystem. Pi, what does it do? Right now, almost nothing. The promise was a vibrant app ecosystem, but development has been sluggish. If mainnet opens, the price could crash as millions rush to cash out with very few buyers on the other side. The so-called IOU price you see on some exchanges is misleading and dangerous. Those are not real Pi coins. So what happens when a community of millions starts to lose faith? They start looking for the exit. The early investors and supporters of Pi are now facing a difficult choice. They've invested years, tapping that button day in and day out, and built up a significant holding of Pi coins. But these coins are essentially worthless until the open mainnet launch. As delays drag on with no end in sight, the opportunity cost skyrockets. Every day they wait is another day they could be investing in projects that are actually delivering returns. You've been at a startup 5 years expecting an IPO payout. The IPO keeps getting delayed. Other companies are going public left and right. Their employees are cashing out and buying houses. How long before you cut your losses and join a clearer path to success? This is the dilemma for Pi pioneers. The 2024 crypto market has seen huge altcoin rallies. Sitting on the sidelines with untradeable Pi feels like a massive missed opportunity. The psychological toll matters. Official chat rooms are full of mixed messages, desperate hope, bitter complaints. If a few influential members or large holders signal they're leaving, it creates a domino effect. Fear of being the last one holding the bag makes everyone rush for the door. Alright, so if smart investors are looking for a new home, where are they going? Let me introduce you to a project that has been quietly making waves in the DeFi space, Retic Finance, ticker Retic. Before you roll your eyes at another altcoin, hear me out. This one is different. Retic Finance isn't selling a dream. It's building practical tools to bridge crypto and real-world finance. Flagship product: futuristic DeFi debit cards. Imagine spending any cryptocurrency in your wallet at any store, online, in person that accepts Visa or MasterCard. No converting to fiat, no bank transfer, no extra steps. You just swipe the card. Massive leap in utility, taking crypto out of speculation and into everyday consumer hands. Not just a white paper, virtual card beta launched, tech proven. More than a card, it's building a complete DeFi ecosystem. Multi-chain non-custodial wallet, swap aggregator, perpetual futures, options trading, a suite for everyone, beginners to seasoned traders. Why now? Momentum and execution. Successful pre-sale phase, raised over $32 million, which shows strong investor confidence. Following this, it had a successful launch in May 2024 on major exchanges. The token price surged at launch, rewarding early backers handsomely. Let's put these two projects side by side because this is where the difference becomes crystal clear. On one hand, you have the Pi network, mobile-based mining, no tradable asset so far, value tied to a future event, the Open Mainnet. Open Mainnet, indefinitely delayed. Pi's ecosystem, closed off. It cannot interact with the broader crypto economy. On the other hand, you have retic finance, not mining, focused on utility, DeFi debit cards. Spend your crypto anywhere. Retic token, backbone of the ecosystem, used for fees, staking rewards, governance. Open ecosystem designed to interact with wider DeFi, bridging traditional finance and decentralized finance. Built on execution, delivering value today. It's a story of promise versus proof. Pi's token, untradeable, no market price. Retic's token, live on major exchanges. Real-time market value driven by supply and demand. For an investor in late 2024, the choice is stark. One is a lottery ticket that may never be drawn. The other is an investment in a company already shipping product and building market share. Making the decision to move on from a long-held investment is never easy, especially one like Pi that required a daily commitment. It can feel like you're giving up just before the finish line. However, smart investing isn't about emotion. It's about making calculated decisions based on risk and potential reward. The risk of staying with Pi is that the project never launches its open mainnet, or if it does, the price collapses under the weight of millions of sellers. The potential reward is of course that it does launch successfully and the price moons, but the evidence is increasingly pointing against this outcome. Now let's look at the risk and reward of switching to a project like retic finance. The risk, like with any altcoin, is that the price could go down. However, you are mitigating that risk because you are investing in a project with a functioning product and a live token and a clear strategy. If retic finance successfully captures even a small fraction of the market for bridging crypto and traditional payments, its token value could see exponential growth. Think about the growth trajectory. The switching cost for a Pi user is essentially zero in monetary terms. The only cost is an emotional one, letting go of the hope you've held for years. By reallocating your focus and potentially a small amount of investment capital into a project like retic, you are moving from waiting to participating in a project actively building the future of finance. Now it's absolutely crucial that we pause for a moment and have a serious talk about risk. I can show you all the positive signs, all the green flags, but I have to be completely upfront. There is no such thing as a guaranteed win in the world of cryptocurrency. This market is notoriously volatile and unpredictable. Prices can swing wildly based on news, market sentiment, or even a single tweet from an influential person. You should never, ever invest more money than you are willing to lose. Please, do not take out a second mortgage on your house to go all in on a single altcoin. Your investment strategy should be diversified. You want reliable stars like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but you also want a few rookies like retic who could be the next superstars. Diversification helps protect you from the downside if one of your bets doesn't pay off. Always do your own research. Go to the retic finance website, read their white paper, join their Telegram and Twitter communities and see what people are saying. Look at their team and their roadmap, compare it to other DeFi projects. The more you understand about what you are investing in, the more confident you will be in your decisions. Investing without a plan is just gambling. Understand your risk tolerance and time horizon. Invest responsibly. So, let's bring it all home. The cryptocurrency landscape of 2025 is a brutal competitive arena. The Pi network, for all its initial promise and its massive community, is showing all the signs of a project that has lost its way. Stuck in a loop of endless delays while the world moves on, the time for waiting is over, the time for action is now. This is your wake-up call. Don't let loyalty to a non-performing asset blind you to the potential in front of you. Retic finance represents the next evolution in crypto, a shift from speculative hype to real-world utility. It's not just about a token price, it's about building tools that change how we interact with money. Getting in on the ground floor of a project with this much tangible potential is the kind of opportunity investors dream of. This is your chance to pivot from a stalled project to one with a full tank of gas and a clear road ahead. Stay alert, stay curious. Be ruthless in your evaluation of where you put your time and capital. Stay smart. Stay safe. The greatest fortunes in crypto are made by those who identify major shifts before the crowd. Recognize the solid foundation of a new one. The information is right here. The opportunity is on the table. Ultimately, the decision is yours. Stay informed. Subscribe, research, and act wisely. Don't get left behind.